International leaders are meeting in Istanbul to discuss Somalia's future. The roadmap to Somalia's election is expected to be at the top of the agenda because the current government's mandate runs out in September. 50 countries are attending. Security, peace and development of state infrastructure will be discussed. Well, Zeina Awad is in Istanbul and following this summit. Zeina, good to see you there. So what exactly is up for discussion then, and what are the main challenges facing Somalia?
Well, Somalia's entire political future really has been tabled here today. And as you've mentioned, there are representatives of over 50 countries, as well as international organizations. And the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations himself is here today. That shows you how high the stakes are, because this is not just about Somalia. This is about security and development in the Horn of Africa and by extension in Africa itself. The key issues that we've heard about today are the upcoming election and security inside of Somalia. We've heard from the Somali president himself, Hassan Sheikh, and President Hassan Sheikh has said that all the Somali players have finally agreed on a formula for an election, and that it would be the first democratically elected parliament for Somalia in 47 years. This is quite significant. He's also asked for the international community to allow Somalia to have more control over its military forces and its own security. That would be a departure from AMISOM having control over that. We've also heard from the Turkish president, Tayyip Recep Erdogan, who has highlighted Turkey's contributions to Somalia and announced its foray into a new area, and that is security. President Erdogan has said that Turkey will now be opening up a military training in Somalia, a very significant move really for Turkey to try and help the Somali armed forces develop their own capacities.
Zeina, you've just returned from Somalia. Can you explain to us what life is like there right now? Zeina, I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but you've just returned from Somalia, Zeina. Can you explain to us what life is like there right now?
Yes, absolutely. I was there with our TRT World team. We spent 11 days in Somalia, and life is difficult. You know, people are hopeful for the future, and we saw Somalis who've come back from outside to help rebuild their country. We saw Somalis who never left, who are very much involved in the future of their country. But we also saw a lot of disagreement over Somalia's political future. The Somali president today says that they've agreed on an election formula, but that's not what we saw when we were on the ground. You already have a region in the north, Somaliland, which has declared its own independence, and Puntland, which is another northern region that we spent quite a bit of time in, has rejected whatever is on offer for the election. People have also complained about a lack of security and corruption in the country. So it's quite a mixed, it's quite a mixed outlook in Somalia. And one thing that we heard today is the Somali president asking the international community to get more involved in development. But it's a bit hard to see how that can happen when you can't really move around in a place like Mogadishu without armed convoys. So it's difficult to see how you can move beyond relief into proper development when half the country has Al-Shabaab operating in it, and the capital itself, you can't really move around without armed guards.
Okay, Zeina, thank you very much. Zeina Awad there in Istanbul.